So I guess ultimately what I'm saying in this video is now is an opportunity for you to question your lines. If you can only support creators who provide value and make you think, please consider contributing to my Patreon page the next time you watch one of my videos. Hello everybody and welcome. Today I wanted to talk about a movie I actually just went to see with my dad and my grandmother on my dad's side yesterday, which was called Unplanned. Now, some of you probably know a little bit about what this movie is about. Essentially, a woman who is pro-choice goes into Planned Parenthood and works there for 8 years, and then she has a change of heart due to something she sees during an abortion that she had never really seen before. I could tell you my beliefs on abortion, but honestly, it really doesn't matter in the context of this video. It might come up inadvertently, though, so be warned. But the movie really did get me thinking about something, and that is the line between life and death. And honestly, that's what abortion is all about, is to what end is something alive, and when does it reach that point, and when is it okay to end that life? So abortion is just one example. You also have euthanasia, you have war, even killing animals for food could fall into this category. So what got me thinking was this woman for so long had said that her line was a certain amount of time before the baby was born. You know, like somewhere along the way the baby becomes more human, and that is the cutoff point. You know, you don't have an abortion after that point in time. That doesn't make much sense to me, because it seems like it's essentially the same thing the whole time. But I could say the same thing for euthanasia, and that, you know, we're killing people that are older because we don't want to take care of them. And there's also the factor that, you know, sometimes when you're older you want to die, so is that okay either? But ultimately, to what extent is death okay? Also, is death a bad thing? And honestly, in my perspective, death is not necessarily a bad thing. But I also tend to live from the philosophy that all is for the best, so whatever happens is ultimately for the benefit of all of us, and for the benefit of the world. So, whenever you draw a line and say, this is my cutoff point, you do have to at some point question whether you drew the line in the right place. So whether you come down on the side of pro-choice or pro-life, you have drawn a line in the sand, essentially. You said, this I cannot permit. The problem is, many people who are, say, pro-life are not against war, are not against the death penalty, and, you know, that seems odd to me, and they're not vegetarians. So the question then becomes, well, to what extent are we supposed to protect life? Should we not kill anybody ever? Does that mean that war should be ended? Personally, I think yes. But that would mean we'd have to find a new way to resolve issues and not be violent. Euthanasia, is that okay? You know, is killing somebody who asks to be killed okay? Is killing something that will grow into a baby okay? Is killing animals okay, and eating them for food? And then even to that extent, is it okay to eat plants, because they are also living? So we have this whole range, and you could pick any point along this chain of life and go, this is where it's not okay anymore. And what's humorous is you have a lot of people that are vegetarian that are pro-choice, pro-war, and you also have a lot of people that are against the death penalty and not vegetarian. So obviously the line can be drawn in any number of these places, and there can be several different lines where you're just like, no, but it's just this section in the whole spectrum that I don't like. Abortion, for example, could be right here in the middle. So you go, no, I just don't like this bit of this full line of life. So I guess ultimately what I'm saying in this video is now is an opportunity for you to question your lines. You know, to question what exactly is right, what exactly is wrong, to what extent should we protect life, to what extent should we not protect life. I mean, we have a country with a draft. I mean, it hasn't been used in a long time, but you could say that the draft itself is a line where once you reach a certain age, your life becomes forfeit to or for the sake of your country, if they need it. Which means that it's now permissible to kill anybody after this age for a good reason. A good reason. And really, this doesn't make much sense because the draft starts essentially right at the beginning of adulthood, which means you pretty much haven't accomplished anything with your life up till that point, and now you're going to die for your country, potentially. So, examine your line. Figure out where it is that you've drawn this line and start to question it. You know, to what degree should we fight this battle? I know that a lot of people come down strongly, particularly in the abortion case, on one side or the other, where they're like, well, this is not okay, or that's okay, but this isn't, or, you know, you can't take away somebody's right to choose versus you can't destroy a potential life kind of thing. That's pretty much how that plays out. And when you start fighting something passionately, it does make me wonder to the reason behind your fight. You know, like, a lot of people on the side of pro-choice come at this saying, well, it's the woman's right to choose what she does with her body. And even from a financial perspective, if you're struggling financially, it makes more sense to have an abortion because it's cheaper to have an abortion than to carry a baby to term and put it up for adoption. Unless you're completely natural in your methodology and have like a home birth. But, you know, what are the chances of that? Most of us are not that naturally inclined and don't really want to face the pain of natural birth without drugs and whatnot. So medical bills of carrying a baby fully to term differ significantly from the medical bills of getting an abortion. You're looking at $500 or something to $20,000. And if you're not keeping the baby, it's like, well, why should I spend that much money on somebody I'm never going to see, you know, and that I can't take care of and I can't afford. So, examine your line, examine your reason for fighting, and try to see the other side of the argument as well. I know that pro-lifers tend to have the belief that, you know, all life is sacred, and that since a zygote is not going to form into anything other than a baby, we shouldn't kill it. And there's some reason, there's a lot of sense in that, in my perspective, but at the same time, you know, cows get pregnant, and we don't seem to have any qualms about killing them. I mean, I worked at a rendering plant, and I saw firsthand that we kill pregnant cows. So, where's the line? Why is it there? Why did you choose that spot? And can you see the other side? I know this is probably a little convoluted, but definitely write in the comments what your perspective on this subject is, why you've decided to draw the line where you've drawn it, and explaining to others what exactly is going on in your head. I know that it might be a scary concept, but I really think that a discussion like this needs to be started, and while I might not be the best person for it, I do want to give you that opportunity to express yourself. So that's everything I have for you today. Like, subscribe, click on that notification bell, and thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye.